Hi, thanks for joining me on Wilderness with Amani. I was gonna go ice fishing today. I have all my stuff. I went ice fishing on Monday for Wilderness with Amani on Patreon. I got a 23-inch brown. I'm only 2 meals into the 4 meals I portioned out of that fish. Could have easily made 5. But I went up to Prosser Creek Reservoir again to go ice fishing for some Lahontan's. And the ice was like 3 inches thick, man. There was one guy shimmied out across the lake. I wasn't gonna go out on it. But for once I was prepared for adversity. If you watch my channel long enough, you know I'm not always prepared. Today I have my barbless river fishing box with jigs and flies. And I brought my ultralight 5-foot rod with brand new line on it. So, today, the theme is where will I end up? And I'm just gonna fish the Truckee because it's all the way home until I go to Reno. And if I don't catch anything here, I can pull off down there and try, and then I can pull off again and try. Maybe I'll shoot 2 clips. I don't know. One thing's for sure, I'm ready to do some river fishing. The river's a little bit stained, but there's no ice floating in it. And as long as there's no ice floating in it, I'm willing to give it a shot. It's a little bit later. It's already about 25 degrees. It's not going to get out of the 30s today up here. So everything feels right. Let's go start throwing some jigs and see if we can't get something in the net. We got to make something. What do they say? When life gives you lemons, make lemonade or some garbage like that? I don't know. That's something only a child would believe. But let's go make some lemonade just the same. I've made a few clips for this area where I said it was a fly fishing, barbless, catch and release only area. But I was wrong. This is just regular artificial barbless only. And I'm fishing single barbless, which is a step above. But as you can see, the river looks pretty good, man. And it's stained a little, but the stain is only gonna help me pass off my ridiculous jig as something that might be edible. So that fly fishing section is where the Prosser Creek confluence is, which is up the road a little bit. I'm just up from the Hirschdale exit, and I double-checked the map just in case on my phone, and that showed me exactly where I was and told me that I'm good to go. So, like I said, this is a little bit stained, but I think it could be good with my jigs. And I'm not seeing any ice in the water, so hopefully this will work out. All right, I'm gonna go head upstream before I head downstream, because downstream is really easy to fish, so that's where most people are gonna go. I'm gonna go up where I gotta climb around like an animal on the rocks. And sometimes that little bit harder to fish is a good way to go. This is actually a good time to fish the river up higher elevation because it's supposed to dump heavy snow. Like it's gonna be really heavy. That's what the forecast says, heavy snow in Truckee. So since I'm up near Truckee, I'm assuming this is what they're talking about. I'm just gonna do a progression here, right? Just cast to each little area where the water's flowing in. They've cleared quite a bit of brush out here, which is nice. There's never like a trail like this. Usually I'm battling through crazy brush. So I haven't seen a single thing yet. So I got all kinds of doubt flooding my mind with the super cold wet air and the stained water, but we'll see. I mean, I can see my jig, so if I can see it, they can see it. All right, I just had my first follow. He came right up to hit it. I couldn't see if it was a brown or a rainbow because of the stained water, but I cast it out there and swam it through with the current. And there was a fish there. Let's do a little soft toss, a little rope-a-dope. I'm gonna go real slow. See if he'll come again, because he was there. There he is. There he is. There he is. Oh! Oh, it was a rainbow. He got off. Crap. I had him. I was trying to get my net off, and I got a little bit of slack with these barbless jigs. If you do a little bit of slack, you can lose the fish. Darn it. It was a nice rainbow, too. He wasn't huge, but he was nice. And I fished a ways up from the bridge. Haven't seen anything except for that one fish I hooked. I wasn't going to go down here, but I'm here, so I might as well go check it out. I didn't get out here till after 11, so I don't got a lot of time. So might as well give this a shot, see what's there, and then we can head in the car downstream if I can't find anything here. Now my net is all tangled up in my pack. Ugh. Got him in the net. He attacked that jig. Jig's already out of his mouth. He's a little guy. But on a day where I tried to go ice fishing and it didn't pan out, I'll take the little guy. Sometimes you just gotta take it as it goes. I got my hand nice and wet. He's just a little guy, but he was aggressive. He saw that jig and he went for it. But if you can get a small one like that, you can get a big one. Man, I'm targeting these boulders in the middle of the river. And I just got hung up for a second. And it felt legit for a moment. And you know when you get that snag and your heart just goes boom, because I'm just trying to fish. There's a sandbar out there, and I'm just skipping my jig along the bottom on the edge of that sandbar, and I must have hit a stick or something. I don't know. They have really cleared the brush out here. It's amazing. And for fire purposes, it's really smart. I'm not going to make pretend like the only thing I'm worried about is the fire danger. But, you know, when I'm fishing the Truckee down by, like out in Nevada, by the town of Lockwood, and I'm looking at how thick some of that brush gets out there, man, when the winds kick up, I'd be worried in that little town of Lockwood, man, if that fire ever really starts sweeping up that river. So it's already 1:30, but I am nowhere near feeling like I'm done fishing yet. I'm really hungry, but I got food. I got a sandwich, the usual bologna and cheese. So I think I'm gonna fish just around this bend. There's a big deep hole. And then I'm going to jump in my car and head downstream. God, this looks so good right here. You know there's fish here. They're just not hitting my jig. And it's really cold. Icicles is definitely a fish at the tail end of this pool. He just hit it. He made a big boil, but I got a piece of him, so I don't think he's gonna hit it again, but we'll see. I'll make a couple more casts and see if I can't encourage him. But I didn't. I'm just way farther downstream. He's not that big. He's better than the last one, though. They're getting better. It's almost 2:30. So I'm putting him in this net. Make sure he's thrashing around before I let him go. This water's beyond ice cold. It's like 4 degrees at night up here. And he's doing good. He's swimming hard. He's trying to swim through the net. I'm gonna hold him up for a split second. We'll show you. Yeah, I was gonna charge and get in my car, but that's a better brown. They're getting better. He's got a stomach full of something. He's been eating. One of those situations I have no idea where that fish came from, because I'm fishing way over there, and then by the time my jig swings all the way around, I don't know if he followed it or if it was just something where it swam by him when it got close to shore. I have no idea. Fishing this one jig the entire time, and I kind of filed the main hook a little too much, and it's bent straight a couple times from getting snagged. I really should change it, but I'm such a weirdo about using one jig the whole day. I think I'm gonna let it ride. I think I'm letting it ride. Well, Hurstdale exits right over there. And I thought if I kept casting and kept going, I'd run into something big. It just didn't happen. So I gotta head home. And if there's one thing that you're gonna get out of today, is I was able to teach you a valuable lesson. Even if you keep fishing as much river as you can and keep casting and casting and casting, you don't necessarily have to run into a big trout. I got a couple in the net, but it was disappointing. I really wanted to go ice fishing today, you know, but it just wasn't safe. I went down, I drove around to the other side of the lake, and it looked like people were ice skating back there, but that was not something I was gonna walk out on, man. I wasn't gonna do it. So maybe next week will be my bait fishing for YouTube, and I'll try to get something big in the net. And I'm gonna try to go ice fishing again and see what it looks like. But sorry I wasn't able to get anything good in the net today. I probably should have left when I said I was gonna leave and go somewhere else. Instead, I was stubborn and I tried to grind it out in a section of river where it was really one-dimensional. I can do one thing. And that wasn't the best choice. If I would have caught something big, it would have been a great choice, but I shouldn't have grinded it out there. I should have went to a couple stretches where there's better water, but I didn't. So it is what it is. Thank you for joining me on Wilderness with Amani. Until next time.